Following the tremendous response and popularity of my mini documentary, Sleepers, I've decided to go ahead and create a director commentary to give you guys an inside look at the film, as well as go over details of the various cars and songs. I get tons of messages every day regarding different aspects of the film, and I've also read every one of the more than 7,000 comments. There seems to be a lot of confusion amongst viewers, so here it is, straight from the horse's mouth. The warning at the beginning of this video is actually a modified version of the warning that they used to play at the beginning of Jackass. We set the interview up in my garage with my 98 in the background. We used actual mechanics lights to light the set. How's that for authenticity? Pro tip, that's not how you install a supercharger. There wasn't even a gasket. The song you hear in the background is called Wake of the Martyrs by Secession Studios. We found this kid at Taco Bell. Honestly, I wouldn't even have stopped in to talk to him, but I couldn't help myself because I saw that big Ford Racing front license plate. The car is a 1998 Mustang Cobra, and as the kid says, they're rated 305 horsepower stock. Although, his car wasn't stock. It had intake headers, exhaust, and a tune. At the time of this race, I had just finished the TVS blower swap. I was running the stock TVS 3.15-inch pulley, and I was seeing around 7 pounds boost. If I had to guess, I'd say it was right around 300 wheel horsepower. Apparently, 7 pounds of boost was way more than enough to get it done. This race wasn't even close. If your car is loud as hell and has a Ford Racing license plate on the front, you should probably make sure it's fast. The clip you see now is from a movie called White Men Can't Jump. Woody Harrelson plays a basketball player who goes out of his way to look like a big dork, but he's actually really good. The whole premise of the movie is that looks can be deceiving, and it was a perfect clip to put in my video. The song playing in this part of the film is called Ash by Secession Studios. This is all just kind of B-roll I threw together to go over the narration. I pulled the footage from local car shows and hangouts and Lebanon Valley Dragway. Funny story about the orange Mustang in this clip. The kid who owns that car found this video and actually thought I was talking shit about his car specifically. Turns out he was really upset about it and vented in a thread on their forum for a good month. I want to give a shout out to my friend RJ for his Mine is Bigger Than Yours t-shirt. He wears the shirt as a joke, but sadly, too many people take it serious. On to my first car, the Chevy Lumina Z34. Now, this car was given to me. However, what you didn't hear was this car was given to me with a broken transmission. I had to put all kinds of money and time into it just to get the car running. But when I did get it running, that thing was a blast to drive. I've gotten a lot of flack for making this comment about the IROC-Z and how it's an iconic muscle car. You have to put yourself in the mindset of a 15-year-old in the year 2002. Back then, the IROC-Z was an iconic muscle car. All I ever heard about was how fast they were. So you could imagine my surprise when my old Z34 beat it. Unfortunately, I only had the Z34 a couple of months before somebody rear-ended me. That was the end of that car. The song that plays for the duration of the SHO commentary is Role Model by Eminem, the instrumental version. You should take some time out to listen to the lyrics of this song though, because they're actually quite fitting for this video, in an ironic way. The SHO ruffled a lot of feathers. They didn't run the best times at the track, but man, they were killer on the highway. When I asked my buddy Tyler to race me in his '89 Corvette, he about spit his drink up. It actually turned out to be quite a good race though. At the time, the SHO was all stock, so was his Corvette, thus proving my point that in 1989, the SHO was as quick as the Corvette. This is the part of the video where I talk about how I used to ask Mustang drivers why Ford made their V6 family car faster than their V8 muscle car. You have to understand the only reason I did this is because nobody wanted to race my Ford Taurus. I had to be a little bit of an asshole sometimes to catch a race, and that's all I was really interested in doing. The Mustang I'm racing here is an 02 GT. At the time, I believe this was the fastest GT Mustang that you could buy because the 05s may have not been out yet. It took Ford until at least 2004 to come up with a GT that could run down an SHO on the highway. A car that debuted in 1988. The next car I race is my buddy's 03 TL Type S. We weren't sure how fast the SHO was, but back then we thought the TL was really fast. So for me to beat him was a huge surprise, as you can see by his reaction.
Fuck that boat, big.
This race is with the CL Type S. Nothing special about this kill, I just like the way the car looks when I shift. This car is a 97 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP. There was a lot of drama surrounding it because this guy thought he had like a McLaren F1 or something. He would not race me. Finally, I told him if he beat me, I'd give him 20 bucks. I just wanted to bring him back to reality. And I think by the end of this race, that's exactly what happened.
How's it feel? I didn't beat him.
The song playing for the duration of the Regal commentary is called Creamer by Limp Bizkit. I absolutely love the lyrics in this song, and I feel like Fred Durst wrote them just for me. Somehow my iPhone found its way onto the headlight of my car. The car I show here is actually my 2000. I didn't have a shot of the 98 and the project was due like the next day. I had to get something in there. This film really only focuses on 3 of my cars, but I've actually had quite a few more. I owned a 2005 Pontiac GTO for a while, but there's just something about a fast slow car that does it for me better than a slow fast car, and that's what the GTO was. The next comment I make is far and away the most misunderstood of the entire film. I say for the cost of a wheel and tire package for most sports cars, I took the Regal's 240 horsepower and pretty much doubled it. Now later in the video you'll see that I only made 374, but you have to account for driveline losses, something that the manufacturer rating does not. When I dynoed the car stock, it made 190 wheel horsepower. Contrary to some of the comments I've read, 14 PSI is actually nothing for these 3.8 motors. They could take a beating. As a matter of fact, there's a shop that took a stock bottom end into the 8s. Again, here I'm talking about the different antics I use to catch races. People that would otherwise be down the line up see my car and they want nothing to do with it. It'd be a lose-lose situation. But if you give them a little poke, they're usually game to line up after that. Lebanon Valley Dragway again. Here I'm racing a Turbo Cobalt with GM Stage 1. This G8 is actually the only stock car that I showed the Regal racing, and back then the Regal didn't have much done to it. This 2011 V6 Mustang was modified and was easily capable of running 12-second quarter-mile times. The Regal was running the same setup as versus the Cobra in the beginning of this film. This Mustang was actually running a Vortec S-trim blower. This is the only race where the Regal was making the same power it did on the dyno. Every other race in this film it had less power. What do you think of the Buick Regal?
I think that it's a speed demon.
The song that plays in the next section of the video is called Upside Down by Lacuna Coil. Again, this song was chosen for a reason. Go check it out and listen to the lyrics. I'm going to cut the commentary short here because the dyno session pretty much explains itself. One thing I do regret is that I didn't explain there's driveline losses on the dyno versus crank horsepower ratings from the manufacturer. I pretty much took it for granted that car enthusiasts would know this. I was wrong. Thanks again for all the support that this video has received. I couldn't have imagined that it would be as popular as it is. A lot of people have asked if I showed this film at my school. The answer is yes. We have a large film screening for the students to show their projects. Along with other students, there was also administrators, faculty, and professors. No one seemed to have a problem with what I showed. Please like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. There's going to be a lot more coming. I now have a Turbo Regal that makes a ton of power, and we're going to have some cool videos of that coming up, along with some other fun stuff. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.